Hey everyone, David MacDonald here at Vitality Fitness Calgary. Today we're going to go over your exercise of the week. Exercise of the week is a side plank with a leg lift. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to show you a modified side plank with a leg lift, okay, not the full side plank with a leg lift. The reason why this is a great exercise is a great way to progress to being able to do a full side plank. So making that jump from a modified side plank to a full side plank can be very difficult for a lot of people. So this is a great way to bridge that gap and make that transition easier. So what we're going to do, we're going to go down on the floor. When we're lining up for the side plank, we want to make sure we have the elbow in line with the shoulder. So that's going to be step one. Step number two is we want to make sure our chin is neutral. So we're not lifting that head, we're not dropping down, we're keeping that head neutral. Okay, next thing we want to make sure we're doing is we're getting those abs tight and we're engaging through the obliques. I'll show you guys a little tip that can help you isolate that muscle. And then the next step is that we are getting into the plank and we are extending one leg, keeping the other leg bent. So when we're doing this, again, elbow is lined up with the shoulder, so that's step one. Step two, we have the head neutral, so we're not dropping, okay, we're not lifting like this, we're keeping that chin neutral, that head neutral. Okay, the next thing we are doing is we're getting up into that plank. Sorry, before we do that, we gotta make sure we're engaging everything. So we got those abs tight and we're engaging into the obliques. I will show you the tip on how to isolate that muscle once we get into that plank. So we're getting up into that side plank. We're gonna keep the bottom leg bent. We're gonna keep the top leg straight. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we wanna pretend like we're crunching into that oblique. So we want to do a slight crunch and we're going to fire that muscle up. Okay? And we're holding. Okay? So again, great way to transition to being able to do a full side plank. For some of you lifting that leg, you might get a bit of cramping through the hips, through the glutes. Okay, one thing you can do if you find that you're cramping a bit, if you find that's a tight area, is you can bend into that knee. So you can still elevate that top leg, but we can now bend into that knee just to take away any kind of cramping that you might have if you're tight through the hips. Okay? And as you get used to this, we can slowly start extending that leg and holding. So again, great way to transition to a full plank. Okay, if you've been doing modified planks for a while, the transition to that full plank is very challenging. So most of us are going to need a stepping stone. Okay, most of us are going to need that next small step, okay, to progress to being able to do that full side plank. Okay, for most of us, doing a in-between version, such as the one that I showed below, is what's going to be the best option for us. So that's the modified side plank with the leg lift. You can do that leg lift with a straight leg. Okay, you can bend that knee a bit if you have to, that's more comfortable for you. Okay, but what you're doing at the end of the day is you're progressing that modified plank a little bit more, with eventually the end goal being able to do that full side plank. I'm David MacDonald from Vitality Fitness Calgary. Thanks so much for watching.